Hi everyone, today I'm making a special video because I said I would. I told you that if I reach 500 subscribers on this channel, I would make a special video where I talk about my top 10 videos, and I'll be sharing some extra information about them that you might find interesting. But if you are new to this channel and you would like to know what is this channel all about, I thought I would share briefly a quick message that I received from someone, and you know who you are, and thank you again for this message. The person said that they like the content because they feel that your perspective comes from a student's view when you speak. A lot of us are just trying to learn, and a lot more Christians need content like this. It's like we are learning together with you doing the research. Most of the time we are being preached to and told, not that it is bad. So I really appreciated that message, and I completely agree, and I couldn't have said it better myself or figured it out. So thank you for sending me that message. This channel has really tried to be a channel where people that don't have some information about some things regarding the Bible, or I don't know, just some Christian life thoughts and application. It's my hope that if you don't really have like a circle of people that are available to answer your questions and just even like introduce you to some things that is not really spoken about in some Christian circles, I hope that you will find this channel helpful. And I don't pretend to be a teacher or an expert in any of these things. That's why a lot of the time I have reached out to those kind of people to help me understand, and hopefully you as well as you watch these videos. So I won't continue to blab more about this channel. I hope that you'll subscribe if you want to hear more things about that. But I'm really thankful that we've reached 500 subscribers, and I'm excited for more people to join this channel. So I will be on my phone going to my channel and scrolling down to the part that says popular uploads. So I'm going to start with I guess the number 10, going all the way up to the most popular video in this channel. So let's see, counting. All right, that takes us to a video called Jesus Elevated Women, Who Said Women Are Equal. And that was an interview with apologist Wesley Huff. And if you are familiar with Wesley Huff's content on YouTube, he has his own YouTube channel, he has his website where you can read a lot of information on apologetics, and just a lot of really interesting things, like I forget what his specialty is exactly, but questions like how did we come to have the books of the Bible and things like that. So I was actually surprised that he agreed to come on, be a part of this channel by doing this Zoom interview. And I presented the topic to him, and he agreed, and he helped me to, how would you describe it, to organize my thoughts on paper a lot better, I guess, because, for me, I have like a question, but it's like really hard sometimes to know how to ask certain questions when you don't know the answers to the question that you are asking. So I was really curious in this video to find out, how did Jesus elevate women? Like, you just hear all of these things about how women were viewed in ancient times, and there are a lot of criticism about how women are portrayed in the Bible, which is, well, if you watch the video, and I'll be leaving all the links to any of these videos that you are interested in watching in the description. So yeah, that video, I would say that that is one of my favorite videos on my channel, simply because of the information that is in it that I feel a lot of Christians are not aware of. And it's really remarkable to understand that God gives women so much value, that that's the foundation for why, we even think of women as being equals. And so when I was getting ready for this interview, I was actually really nervous because if you've seen Wesley on any other interviews, he's a very intelligent person, and sometimes intelligent people are really difficult to understand because they use all of the big words, and yeah, it could be a little hard to follow sometimes. Oops. And so I was really hoping that I would be able to understand my own interview, right? But I was really surprised that as I was asking him questions or just sharing my thoughts, he really listened and waited for me to finish trying to find the last word to my sentence. And, what I like about people that are really smart, what I like is that when they don't come across like a know-it-all, even if they are a know-it-all, but they don't make you feel like just really dumb because I know so much more information than you. So I really appreciated that interview. And I think, yeah, some people are just really gifted at teaching. So actually, that's what I hope that my channel can bring on more future experts, and that I'm able to ask questions in a simple way, and that they're able to like explain their super complicated answers in a simple way that just, I guess, normal people that don't really know all of this background information can like understand, and hopefully build a foundation to continue to learn more on whatever given topic we're discussing. So thank you, Wesley, if you're watching this, for being a part of that video. The next video is Kobe reaction, my Kobe reaction, and heaven. So the question is there a heaven? And I found myself being really impacted by what happened to basketball player Kobe Bryant. It was such a terrible and sad way to lose someone. And I thought it would be a good opportunity to talk about heaven, since I think, that's where people's mind goes to when someone passes away. And I'm pretty surprised that little by little that video has been getting more views. The next video is with Alana L. She has her YouTube channel, and so that video was all about marriage and motherhood. And we talked about, what does being a biblical woman look like? And we just talked about a bunch of things related to being a mother, being a wife, and she's a really down-to-earth type of person. She was a lot of fun. And yeah, I was just so happy to have her be in one of these interview videos, because I feel like she has a lot of wisdom. she does a lot of thinking about these things, about like how do we apply the Bible to our role as, as a woman, and how it plays out day to day. So the next video is from a year ago, actually, and it was about Beth Moore and John MacArthur when I guess John MacArthur got himself into a bit of trouble, saying go home to, well, you'll have to see the video if you're really interested in hearing the backstory for that. So that was a video where I talked about how can women serve in church. And you have to understand that I actually went to churches like pretty much my whole life, where this was not even an issue at all. Like, women preach and teach, and like in some churches, you just never hear someone saying that it's not okay for them to do that. So when I watched American Gospel, is that what it's called? I can't even remember anymore. I think it is. And I learned about the prosperity gospel, prosperity teaching that a lot of modern preachers and churches today are teaching. I looked up John MacArthur's teachings, and I heard about this whole controversy going on in, I guess, in some Christian circles with Beth Moore. So at this time when I made this video, I was really beginning to explore the debate about, I was considering the other side, because I guess I had never considered it before. And, some people do believe that that is the biblical view, that some women should not be preaching or pastors and all of that. So those were my thoughts as I was exploring that view. And if you want to know where I land on that currently, I would recommend you go check out my video called Women Preachers. And I've kind of fallen somewhere in the middle. And I feel like it's really important not to discourage women from preaching the gospel, because women need to be teaching their children. Women need to be teaching whoever needs to hear about God. That's evangelism. And so what I will say though is also that if it is the case that the Bible does teach that women should not be, for example, in a pastoral role, which I guess you should be more specific, right? A pastoral role where you're having authority over men. If that is the case, I can see some valid points where you might not even need to say that that's what the Bible teaches. For example, I personally just don't see that if I were to have a role like that, I don't see how it would be wise or appropriate in some cases, or the best design, the best option for me to be counseling a man. Especially if we're just in an office by ourselves, that's not wise even for male pastors, So there's some things that I feel personally that women communicate so much more effectively to other women, and the other way around. Men are just better at communicating to men. For whatever reason, I can say whatever, 5 minutes something, to my husband in my own way. But if a man just takes 1 minute and says it in the man way, it just works that much quicker and that much more effective. So I think, God does give us certain capacities and gifts for a reason. And I'm not going to be like motivating women to become pastors, and I'm not going to be motivating women to go out and preach, because guess what? The women that feel called to by God, they don't even need us to like motivate them, because they're already doing it, because they feel like God is calling me to do this, you know? So I feel personally that I want to encourage the women that feel like, I have to stop this alarm from going off. I want to encourage women that are perhaps on the other side, where all they've heard is, you can't do this, you can't do that. And so you kind of just feel like, there's no room for me when it comes to evangelism. And those are the women that I want to encourage. Or the women that perhaps maybe they don't necessarily feel that they have a calling, that God is calling them to be a pastor or whatever, but they may be having some, like, I don't know, feminism tendencies, or just feeling like women should be able to do whatever men do, you know? If that is your motivation, I would encourage those women to realize that women's ministry is probably one of the most neglected areas in the church. Women's ministries usually get very little real Bible study. And it's sad, because women are the ones that, are raising the next generation of thinkers. And we have so many people that we can have a positive influence over. And I feel like sometimes, like, the apologetics, the philosophical, the theological teachings might be reserved for the men in church, because maybe there's this idea that, oh, women are not interested in that. They don't want to hear about that. They just want to, they're tired, or, they really want to know about, like, encouragement. They need motivation. They need to be told that they're pretty, and all of these things. Their self-esteem. We need to teach them to have a high self-esteem. And it's really sad, because we shouldn't think that way about women. We should actually expect women to rise up to the occasion of, I'm going to teach you this stuff, and I know that you are intelligent, and you are going to learn this. You're going to teach it to your kids. You're going to teach it to your friends. You're going to teach it to your mom. You're going to teach it to your friends. And you are going to, be a part of, growing this kingdom of God, because God seems to promote that in the Bible, right? And I guess I kind of got lost in that topic, that video. I made a second video right now about it, huh? Okay, the next video is my reaction to the celebrities singing the song Imagine. Do you remember that? Was it around the time of COVID? I can't remember anymore. So I decided I wasn't going to make like a reaction video like this. Instead, what I ended up doing is I changed the lyrics. And that was my reaction, the lyrics. I changed them. The point being that you don't have to imagine a world without God, without religion. The world that is in, that we are being told to live in that way, that world is what everybody desires, and that, like, the love, for everyone, no matter who you are, no matter, like, the real genuine love. All of the song, pretty much, you're gonna have to hear it, because, to be honest with you, I forgot the song right now. But I was really upset when I heard it, because I just felt like it's so contradictory to what is actually the reality of the Christian worldview. Like, you don't need to get rid of Christianity. You should actually embrace Christianity if you are pursuing a better world. Okay, I guess I am halfway done. The next video, video number 5. Where are the women? Can women learn apologetics? I've actually mentioned this video a few times on this channel already. This video got some attention from a different YouTube channel that boosted the views, so that's why it's on number 5 here. And there was actually a little bit of drama with that video. When the other channel featured it, a bunch of angry people came to my channel. Not all of them, obviously, but it was really confusing because this happened, I guess, 8 months ago, and I was still kind of learning about YouTube. So I didn't really have much like interaction in the comment section when this video happened. A bunch of people were like, all of a sudden were asking me if I wanted to have a debate on their YouTube channel, or just asking me questions, but just to kind of like insult me after I answered their questions a few times. And then it was a bunch of accounts that didn't really have like a real person's face. So it was like, is this like the same person with multiple accounts, like just being, I don't know, critical? I felt like they were very judgmental. Not everyone though, but at the time, I mean, I just didn't know that this is the kind of thing that happens. Until like afterwards, I'm like, wait a minute. Christians do this to other Christians. This is normal. Like when you put another person's video on your channel and you criticize it, and people come to the comment section and they like just share their opinions, their thoughts, their judgments of your character or whatever. That's just YouTube. And at first I was like, let me delete these comments. Let me like turn these comments off. And apparently like that's a big no-no for some people. Like they will judge you because you do that. Like they'll just say that, I don't know, it's apparently it's a huge character flaw if you delete someone's comment. Okay, lesson learned, and I'm sorry if you were not one of those overly critical people that left me a comment and I deleted it. I am sorry. But if you were a jerk, what do you expect? People are going to not want to have your comment on their video. So I challenge my viewers and my critics to find a respectful way to let me know how much they disagree with me. Anyway, moving on. Okay, this video number 4, little by little, all of a sudden, it went up, like the views. Apparently, like the algorithm showed my video to a lot of nudists. The video is, Can We Watch Nudity? And nudity and what does God think? And that's a really hot topic, touchy topic. Everything seems inappropriate. I can't find the right words to describe it. All right. So actually I'm going to go in here and I'm going to read to you some of the comments that are on here. One in particular that I found interesting was someone that said that, okay, here it is. God had the prophet Isaiah preach naked for 3 years. Obviously, God didn't have a problem with men, women, and children seeing Isaiah's body. Okay, as a Christian, I have read the Bible, and when I'm must have come across this part of the Bible a few times, I never walked away having read that and thought, it's okay to be nude and be seen. Like, how do you get to that conclusion after you read that? But it did make me go back and like really like dig into finding out, does it really say that he was naked, nude? And perhaps I'll make another video responding to this, because there is a lot more information that actually suggests that he wasn't completely naked. He was wearing his undergarments, and even even if he were, which nobody seems to believe that that's what God asked of him. If you go down, just if you didn't even study like more in depth, and you just read the Bible, like the full context, just a few verses, you see that nudity is actually seen as an embarrassing, shameful, like punishment, kind of a judgment thing. Not a good thing, not a here's your example, everyone, it's okay for you to do this. But like I said, I might make a video with more information on that, just because I'm surprised that a lot of people are actually watching this, and a lot of people don't seem to think that there's anything wrong with nudity and stuff. So maybe something to look forward to in the future. Video number 3 actually was just recorded a month ago. Leaving the New Age with Doreen Virtue. Former psychic explains dangers of the New Age. And it was an honor for me to be able to interview such a great interviewer, Doreen Virtue. It's a really awesome experience to be able to see the people that you see so much on YouTube show up on your computer screen, on your Zoom, video. And yeah, I really enjoyed being able to talk with her. And she had her cute little puppy there the whole time for that interview. Definitely recommend you watch that if you haven't. Another thing that I really appreciate about being able to do this YouTube channel is that I've come to realize that if not for this YouTube channel, I probably wouldn't have been able to have the opportunity of talking to all of these people, all of these apologists, just even people that I've interviewed that think differently than me. It's been a growing process for me to be able to listen to other people and learn from them, and it's helped me to solidify my own beliefs, So let's continue. Video number 2, Bethel and the Lord of the Rings. Is it the Lord of the Rings? Sorry, I don't watch. Rebuke racism, Bethel's vision and decree reaction. That was interesting. That was kind of like closure for me, honestly. It just seemed like, I guess, personally, I'm walking away from the Christian crowd that, and not to say that I'm dividing from them. Of course, we're still family in Christ, right? We're still loving, praying, fellowshipping. But personally, I'm just kind of not interested in sharing in the beliefs that let's just enjoy all of the freedom that we have, all of the grace that God gives us, and let's just push as far as we can. Our liberty will take us short of sinning. That's not where I want to hang out. I actually want to like go the opposite direction of sin, you know. I don't want to get comfortable. And, you know, if you don't have to pray using the Lord of the Rings, you know, the Lord's Prayer is probably good enough, you know, like just normal praying. I'm not into like just, I understand it, you know, I understand that it's a way that you can talk to other people about God, but like, I don't know how to explain it. I am more interested in learning the things that I feel I wasn't taught in my churches, that focus more on getting people into church, but not really like the growth, the discipleship of those Christians, so that they can go out and, you know, teach these things to the people that are probably, maybe they won't come to your church. So yeah, that video it just kind of saddens me, honestly, and I just feel like it's not necessary. And yeah, I'm actually really interested in looking more into like the topic of critical race theory, and I think it's important for us as Christians to learn more about the discussion that is happening on race, and to be able to have an intelligent response, and, you know, to our culture, to the people that are saying these things, to be able to have a actual conversation with them and challenge their views, especially to be able to teach our children, you know, why certain beliefs are not in, you know, being taught in the Bible and things like that. So let's just move on to the number one video on this channel. Believe it or not, it's my testimony, Leaving Prosperity, Gospel, Word of Faith, and NAR, Bethel music. I had seen people making these kind of videos where they share their testimony, and, you know, I thought of sharing that part of my testimony. I feel like there's so many different I feel like my whole life has different testimonies, honestly, different areas. And so this is just the part where I realized that maybe I'm not learning the most biblical views on certain things, and I shared my experience at different churches, and it's not something that I plan on doing. Like every single church that I attend in the future, I'm gonna have something bad to say about them now. It's more of just a learning experience, and if someone else is in a place where I was, where you're kind of in an echo chamber, where you don't really hear, like, you don't know that there's more information out there sometimes, even in church, you know, like, you don't know that there's more to learn about the Bible, about Jesus, all of these things. So that video actually has a lot of people in the comments saying, hey, me too, I left that kind of church. I actually had people also, I guess they were offended. People that I guess they are still following ministries like Benny Hinn and things like that. And I almost feel like they probably hurt the way that some people perceive me. Maybe some people took it personal that may have known me, that knew the churches that I was referring to. But it was never my intention to hurt anyone or to make anyone feel like I'm talking specifically about them. It's actually my hope that my video would challenge those people into considering the things that I have to say, and if there's anything good that you might want to implement in your church, I would hope that it would serve as some constructive criticism, but not like, I don't think anything harsh about the people that I'm, the leadership or anything like that. I appreciate the people that I fellowshipped with in all of those churches. I have good memories. I'm thankful for the things that I learned. I did learn the gospel in all of those churches. There was never like someone that was teaching something that isn't essential. They weren't like twisting that at all. So I'm happy to have had the opportunity to go to churches where I did learn the gospel. However, I feel like I'm just learning more in depth the gospel and more about the Bible. And yeah, I hope that I can encourage people rather than people just label me as like a religious person, like if that's a bad thing. Or what do you call those people that are like, I forget, a legalist. Whatever like the stereotypes are in Christian churches that talk bad about other churches and all of that. So I'm actually surprised that that is my #1 video. And sometimes when I see that it's still picking up views, I think, I wonder if I would have said things differently, or like if I would have known that that was going to be the #1 video on my channel. But I have heard some people say that that's one of their favorite videos, and I'm glad that some people have found it helpful. So anyway, thanks for watching this video. If you followed me along all of this year or so that this channel has been sharing videos, thank you so much. I really do appreciate all your comments, and thanks for supporting me.